Okay, YouTube. I've been asked a few times now about the clutch on this truck. So, I'm going to do the best I can to explain how I set it up and give you guys a little more heads up on how to set yours up. Okay. There's the clutch lever. There's the pass-through hole on the firewall. Kind of hard to see past the wires. But this is basically how I set up the pedal. Ran a vertical up, made my own little eyelet that mounts to the master cylinder on the firewall. That's the clutch interrupt to keep the truck from starting when the clutch isn't in. On the back side, remove the old arm off the original pedal. Remove that, just got rid of it. Screw it, you don't need it. And yeah, just welded this little plate onto the side, and that's where it pushes through. Now behind this firewall insulator, there is a plate that runs up and down, probably about 5 inches above, all the way to the top of the seam, and about 5 inches below, about to the bottom of the column. That sandwiches the firewall and that master cylinder mount. That is the twist-in style Dodge mount, so it's a little complicated to explain, but the hole is square, you turn it in, you push it into the firewall and twist, and it locks it into place. Now, that being said, there's also another plate external on the firewall. Kind of hard to see, and even kind of harder to explain, but it runs for about parallel with the master cylinder for the brakes, all the way over to the pinch seam on the firewall and down to about that point on the inside of the seam. You can see that seam just to the right there. It is bolted through. There's, I think, 4 bolts, maybe 8, I don't remember, it's been a while, but that gussets that firewall area to those 2 plates. The plates sandwich it together. You can see one of the bolts right there. The inside plate overlaps the master cylinder mount, so it makes it nice and strong. And by going all the way to the seams on the cab and on the firewall and on the inside, you basically lock everything together. You take out all the flex from the firewall, the master cylinder, or the clutch master cylinder will not move. It'll stay right where you put it. Reservoir. And that's the best way I can explain it. It's just sandwiched all together. If you do not sandwich it, what's going to happen is the firewall on these trucks is thin. You're going to push that clutch in for the first time after you get it all set up, and you're going to push it right through the firewall. And nobody wants that, mainly because that's a pain in the ass to fix. So, again, get my flashlight to get a little brighter, and it won't. There's where it pushes through. That's how it mounts to the brake clutch pedal itself. Bar runs up. There's a bar that runs lateral up top, and that's it. And that's where the arm mounts. Now, in order to figure out your clutch throw, all you gotta do is push in the master cylinder all the way on the bench or whatever. You set it up, push it in all the way till it stops. Measure that distance. Then once you get your plate mounted here, find yourself a point on the firewall where you think it's gonna be about right. Okay, so let's say right there to here. Measure the throw of the clutch pedal. And if it's the same as the clutch master cylinder throw, cool. Mount your hole, make that hole your dead center, and mount your master cylinder right in that area. Now that's the key point. If you mount it too low, you're gonna have a really short clutch travel. The clutch is gonna be extremely heavy to push. You mount it too high, you're not gonna get enough clutch throw out of it, so it's not going to fully disengage. It's going to ride, and you don't want that either. So kind of, just make a few test points, measure really good both times, and you should not have a problem. That's all I did, and it works fine. My clutch goes, oh god, damn near to the firewall like it should, fully released. Now you don't have to worry about the bump stop either. There's a built-in bump stop on the Ford clutch pedal itself, so you don't have to worry about that. The clutch will stop there every single time. And the master cylinder itself has got its own bottoming stop, so you can push down all you want on it. It's not going to go any further than that. So again, that's just what I did. That's how I set it up. Yeah, that's about it. Everybody have a good day. Hope this helps a few people.